A very beautiful morning, beautiful afternoon, and beautiful evening to every one of you, my professional colleagues. How we are doing, guys? I know we are all doing well. If you're meeting me for the very first time, my name is Violet Okolocha, and I talk about everything about Oski and nursing here in the UK. How we are doing? So, guys, today we're going to be doing something different. Actually, a lot of about 7 persons actually have been on my neck. They've been sending me an emails. They've passed their OSCE exam. They've gotten their pin, and they are like, "Can you give us some tips for newly qualified nurses? Like, give us some nuggets." And one of them said to me, "Please, Nurse Violet, do a video. I'm actually feeling scared after getting my pin. I'm feeling very scared. I'm feeling like I'm so worried. Is it normal, Noswale? Please do a video. I don't mind you mentioning me. Please do a video." And so I'm more than happy to do that video today. So firstly, I would like to say it is very normal to be very worried, to be very scared after getting your pin. Yes, it is not out of place. If you are scared, you are anxious, you are worried because you've just newly gotten your pin, I think that is a very good thing, because obviously that is actually going to prevent you from making mistake. It is natural. I've been there, so I understand it. When you newly get your pin, you're faced with like having patients you have to care for. You're faced with signing your competency, and sometimes you're so scared, sometimes you're so worried. So it is normal. Having said that it is normal, my first tip or nugget for you is, don't be afraid to ask questions. It is better to ask questions than to get things wrong. I'll give you a scenario. The porters are here now, and they're to get patients in bed 5 for his CTPA or for his X-ray or for whatever. And you go in there, you take off the drip, you take off the infusion, you take off everything. And you say, "All right, thank you very much, bye." And the next thing, you're hearing the charge nurse calling you, "Violet, please, do you want to tell us why you took off that fluid?" And you're like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know I was supposed to take off the fluid." If you had asked, that would have been averted. "Oh, this patient is going for X-ray. All right, just give me a second. Sorry, sister. The patient in bed 5 is going for X-ray. Do I need to take off his fluid? Do I need to take off his infusion? Do I need to take off his medication he's currently having?" And they said, "Yes, we take it off because this is not an emergency. He's not on any major medications. So don't worry, you can take that all off." Is that would have actually been averted instead of them calling you and seeing the mistake you made. So feel free to ask questions. Don't ever make anyone feel that when you ask questions it means you don't know it. That's wrong. You ask questions because you don't want to make a mistake. You ask questions because you want to know better. So don't get tired of asking questions. Anything you don't understand, you are in your preceptorship. Ask questions. Ask as much as you want. You know what? With my experience here in the UK, I'll tell you something for free. When you ask a lot of questions here, they take it like you're social. They take it like this. I kind of like Nurse P, because she's always asking questions. She's always socializing with us. And when you don't ask any question, they are like, "She doesn't talk to anyone. She's just on her own. She doesn't talk to anyone." So feel free to ask any questions. And so you don't get things wrong, it is better to what? To ask question. Number two, sorry, adapting can be difficult. I have to tell you the truth, because for those who came from Philippines, for those who came from India, from those who came from Ghana, from those who came from Nigeria, you may not be used to this carrying bedpan, regularly. You may not be used to carrying commode regularly, and now you are in the ward. It's all bedpan every minute. It's all commode every minute. Especially if you're in the frailty unit, it's all call bear, and you're like, "Oh my God, when I was in my country, I don't do this. How come?" So that is part of the adaptation. So always surround yourself with people who love nursing and love the job. Don't get me wrong. If you surround yourself with people who love nursing and who love the job, carrying bedpan, carrying commode, answering call bell, doing always getting on your feet will not be a problem. But if you surround yourself with people who are like, "Don't tire for this work. Which kind of work be this? Since when I come, I never sit down. Every minute commode, every minute bedpan." Nothing will be difficult for you, and it will be difficult for you to adapt to your nursing role here in the UK. So always surround yourself with people who love nursing. People who take it that whenever you're carrying bedpan, you carry, commode, they're happy about it. Whenever the callbell ring, they're never sluggish to, go and answer. So surround yourself with what? With such people. And if for any reason you find it so difficult, like you're tired of this bedpan stuff, you're tired of this commode stuff, you've tried all you could, and you're still finding yourself finding it difficult, probably you could consider transferring to the outpatient department. Yes, radiology department, endoscopy department, there where it is that they deal majorly on outpatients. And so even if they may carry commode or bedpan, it wouldn't be too much like in the ward. So you can surround yourself with, you can transfer yourself to such units, or probably you may decide to transfer yourself to a unit where there are more young people. Yes, maybe where there are more young people, right? So if you find it too difficult, you've tried all you could, you cannot adapt, try other units. Like in my own unit, we're so joyful. Every second we're giving bedpan, every second we're giving commode, and we're all happy about it. We've adapted and we don't see anything wrong in it. So try as much as possible to adapt, and as you're adapting, surround yourself with people who love the profession. I think that's number 2. So another tip I'll give you is get a mentor. Yes, like one of the ladies sharing with me, she said, I don't mind you sharing my circumstances, but just do a video to guide us. Get a mentor. Your mentor may not be in your unit or in your hospital. Your mentor can be just a senior colleague. Yes, I can remember the lady who prompted me to do this video. She said to me, Nurse Violet, I'm so tired of everything. I'm always scared. I can't even do anything on my own. I don't have any confidence. And after discussing with her, sharing with her my own experience, and after a week, I decided to get feedback from her. She was like, thank you, Nurse Violet. In fact, I enjoy everything now. So you see, sometimes you just have a mentor you share something with. You just have a mentor you say all you are feeling with. And by the time he or she speaks a word or two to you, you are refreshed, you are relieved. So always get a mentor. Somebody you can feel free to, say everything, and you are not worried that any other person is going to hear it. All right. And another tip I'm going to be giving to you is, do not gossip in your workplace. Do not gossip in your units. Do not gossip in your department. I remember vividly when I came into the UK newly and I started working. I remember one of the nurses in my unit called me and she said to me, how does that nurse treat you? I kept quiet and she said, she's so full of herself. She's, and after she finished talking, so how does she treat you? I said, thank you so much for the love, and thank you for always, making me feel around, making me feel loved. They was going to say that. God say that. Thank you for always making me feel loved. But to be honest, I'm not here to say how anybody treats me, to be honest. I'm more than happy with all of you, all right? So if they come to ask you, how is this nurse treating you? This nurse, that's right nurse, that is. Please be careful and be selective of words you say. Because any words you say, that same person asking you, how does this nurse treat you, can still take it to that person. All right? So don't gossip. Another tip I'm going to give you is, form the habit of good time management. Don't always go late to work and say, today is my baby. Tomorrow, there was no boss. Next tomorrow is this. 4 days again is this. Form the habit of good time management. If you study here in the UK, you see people don't really come to work at late. So as you are adapting, probably in your country, you used to go into work late. When you're adapting, try as much as possible to always go to work early. And also try forming the habit of good time management in attending to patients. One of your HCAs or one of your nursing actually can say to you, Nurse Violet, one of these patients is, I think this patient needs some paracetamol. She said it to you a second ago, you're still sitting there. Nurse Violet, I think this patient needs, form the habit of, immediately they tell you a patient needs something, form the habit of standing up. Form the habit of not always dragging your leg like, I don't tire for this. So form the habit of always being prompt, always being active whenever you're at work. And when you are off, form the habit of what? Form the habit of what? Of resting. So another tip I would love to give you is, form the habit of writing things down. Yes, even in your handover notes. Yes, 90% of things we hear, guys, we forget it. Believe me or not, especially when you are working under pressure. 90% of what the doctor is saying doing the board round, doing the handover, we forget it. So that is why it is essential for you to write down all the things they are saying. Otherwise, you won't do them. For instance, in the board round, the doctor is saying this patient is for ECG, this patient is for bladder scar, this patient needs catheter, and you don't write them down. After the board round, you're like, oh, what did they say again? Oh, what did they say again? So form the habit of what? Always writing things down. Now, if you are behind, don't rush. You're behind, like you're supposed to have finished your drug and now you're supposed to be doing your observations. And it's 1 o'clock, you're still doing your drug when you're supposed to be doing observation. Don't rush, because when you're rushing, you're going to make a mistake. Yes, believe it or not, when you're rushing, you're going to what? Make a mistake. So don't rush. Oh, it's time for observation, I've not yet done yours. Gradually take your time and finish the medication. And if, for instance, there are some emergency ops you need to do, you can call for help. Oh, sorry, sister, can I get somebody to do the halls? I'm quite slow today with the medication. I apologize for that. It's just that I'm just adapting to the work. They will get someone to help you. And even if they don't get someone to help you, don't rush. Because when you rush, you're definitely going to what? You're definitely going to make a mistake. Another point or another tip I'm going to give you is don't dwell on your mistake. Learn from them. Don't let anybody make you feel, you're always making mistake at work. It is normal. It is expected. Take note of it. It is expected for you to make a mistake. But when you make a mistake, try to do a reflection, like learn from why did I make this mistake? And so that you don't make such mistake anymore. So don't dwell on your mistake. Learn from your mistake. And the more you learn from your mistake, you're not going to make such mistake anymore. And like I said, surround yourself with people who love nothing. Don't surround yourself with people who like, hey, God, I don't tire for this work. Oh, hey, if I had known, I would have been in my country. Hey, here in the UK, it's too stressful. No. Surround yourself with people who love nothing. Because when you surround yourself with people who love nothing, you're definitely going to love nothing. I remember when I came here newly, and like I always see them carrying bedpan. Every minute bedpan, every minute cupboard. I was like, hey, can I do this one? Hey, me that's back in my country. I'm like, when I go to work, all I do is like sit down and the younger ones do all the chores, except when there is a major, when there's something very difficult, then they come to get me. I'm like, can I do this? Look at me today. I have so much to adapt. Like whenever a patient reaches for bedpan, I'm the first to go for it because it's so used to me. And that was because when I came in, everybody that works with me or that was my seniors then, when the call bell rings, is the band 7 and the band 6 that are running to get camos and bedpan. So I'm like, wow. So imagine band 7 is running to get a bedpan. Who are you, band 5? So you see, so surround yourself with people who really love the job and you will enjoy doing all that they do. Another point I'll always tell you today, the grass is not greener on the other side. Yes, it's not greener on the other side. So don't be too quick to change job. Yes, I mean it. You're like, oh, let me leave my trust. Hey, this trust, their wala is too much. I'm going to there. My dear, the grass is not always greener on the other side. That is not to say if your work environment is very toxic, you shouldn't leave it. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, before wanting to leave your trust for another trust, have a deep thought. Remember to share your opinions and your ideas with your senior nurses who have been here long before, and seek their opinion. Because what may be toxic to you may not really be toxic. It may actually be your personality. So don't feel that it's better in this trust or it's better in the other trust. It's not always greener anyway. However, if you deem it fit that your work environment is toxic, the best option is to do what? Is to leave. So guys, the final nugget I will give to you is thank everybody that helps you in the team. The HCAs, the nurse associates, the OTPT, the dietitian, in fact, everybody in the team, learn to thank them. Oh, thank you for your help today. Thank you for your help today. And somebody will say, then who then thanks me? Yes, even if nobody thanks you, learn to thank everybody. Oh, thank you for your help today. 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 And I'll see you tomorrow. Are you in tomorrow? Learn to form the habit of what? Of appreciating people. And finally, before you close from your work, check your drug charts to make sure you've signed all your medications. Check to make sure you've balanced all the fluid charts. Check to make sure that you flushed all your lines. Check to make sure you've done everything. Don't be in a haste to go home. Check to make sure that you've done all your jobs correctly before going home. So guys, I wish you success as you adapt confidently and completely in your band 5 rules. And until I see you again, all the best. I love you all, guys. Bye.